Hello, everyone. Welcome to New Gen Politics. So it's official. Kamala Harris has conceded the 2024 presidential election. And I want to start off by saying credit where credit is due. This will be a peaceful transition of power, and that will be thanks to Kamala Harris and Joe Biden. They both have conceded. They have both called Donald Trump, congratulated him, said they will work with the staff to have a peaceful transition of power. And I think that is actually big of them. I think they could have, I mean, Joe Biden less so, right? But Kamala Harris could have fought this. She could have called for a recount. She could have protested. She could have said it was illegitimate. They cheated. And a lot of people would have believed her and gone along with it. And it could have been a big mess, right? Could have sown a lot more division. She didn't. So let's give her some credit there. She came out, gave her concession speech, fairly promptly within a day. People wish she did it the night before, whatever. Don't look a gift horse in the mouth. This is a big win. It's an official win now. There's no one contesting it who has any basis to contest it. So it's a good thing. That's a good thing, and thankful to Kamala Harris for that. Moving forward, a couple months away, Trump will be the president again, and it seems like there will be work with the teams for the transition. Trump will be updated on all the issues geopolitically, internally. If he's not already, right, I'm sure they've already started. I'm sure he already knew. He's got his cabinet list, he's figuring it out. I'm sure he already had, multiple people ready for each position to call, to consult, to decide upon. And that list is forming. Two of the most prominent people, right? Or I guess three of the most prominent people, you could say Vivek Ramaswamy. People really, really want him somewhere. Probably dealing with getting rid of the FBI and CIA, gutting both of those institutions. RFK Jr., you're looking at him to do something about the health crisis in America, whether that's a direct cabinet seat or just somewhere in the administration, to go after big pharma, to look at the health, make America healthy again. That will be a great step. And then thirdly, Elon Musk, right? The Government Efficiency Commission, or whatever they're going to call it. Elon looking at what is going on with the bureaucracy. Why are we wasting all this money? How can we get that back on track? How can we audit it? How can we be transparent? And I think the hallmark of this whole administration that will, because somebody said that this is, now Donald Trump has a responsibility, right? The majority of Americans, not just electoral college wise, but the popular vote, a majority of Americans have now given him this mission that he has to live up to, which is to fix the problems in America. And one of those being the transparency of the government. And I think that's kind of the hallmark of this whole administration, is transparency with how we conduct the medical industry in this country, transparency with how we're investigating our own people and our foreign adversaries. How do we treat people who are under suspicion? How do we spy on Americans? Are they listening to your phones? Transparency on where our money is going, where is it coming from, how are we spending it? I think that will be the biggest hallmark of this whole administration. Who is corrupt? Get rid of the corruption, drain the swamp, right? This is the big unifying thing I think that people, even Democrats, can get behind, is just make it transparent. Like, they don't like Trump, clearly, but if he demonstrates step by step along the way of what he's doing, and he fully explains to the people what he's doing, and he shows the records of, look at this, like the JFK files, transparency on that, accountability. I think that would be the most important, prominent thing, in my opinion. On top of Kamala Harris's concession, there's been a lot of leading Democrats who have come forward, said it's legitimate, congratulated Trump. And the vibe this time is different from 2016. 2016, there was like meltdowns, right? How could this happen? It's the end of the world. More so this time, even watching things like The View, is they're just stunned. They're awestruck about, how could this have happened? Not, oh my gosh, how could this have happened? It's just, how did this happen? How did we lose? No, really, how did we lose? They really don't understand it. And I think that's going to be something that the Democrats have to figure out, is, why did we lose this election? What were the reasons? And It's not just the fact that he won by, the 312 electoral votes. It's not just that he got 5 million in the popular vote. If you look at state by state and you look at the deep blue states, they voted a lot more for Trump than they did in the past. A lot of them were in the margin of error, or even just a couple single digit points away than compared to being double digits in past elections with Trump. So things are changing and people are were way more in support of Trump than they were before. And the question is, will they do something about it? Will they wake up and acknowledge this? They've said Trump's president. They've got to go back to the drawing board. They've got to chalk up some new ideas, figure out what happened, and we may see the emergence of a new Democratic Party. We will see the new emergence of a Republican Party, I think. I think Trump this is it, right? 4 more years and he's done. And there is going to be a massive vacuum. The apex predator in the room, who, went into this new environment. He marched into the Republican Party in 2015, decimated the environment, right? He knocked everybody else out of the race, some even out of politics completely, filled that vacuum with himself, created MAGA, captured the hearts of about 60% of the Republican Party thoroughly, who really truly believe in him and his movement. He will be gone. The king is retiring, and after that, who will take this place? That's going to be something Republicans have to figure out. And not only who, but what. What do they stand for? What's the new movement? Make America great again. Well, what do we do after we made America great again, right? We've fixed the problems over the last couple decades. Everybody's healthy again. We've fixed the education system. We've rooted out a lot of the corruption in the government and the bureaucracy. So America's on track. It's doing well. Okay, well, instead of conserving something, now we have to look forward to creating something, because now we have the ability, the brain power, the financial means to move forward and create something as a country. What is that going to be? And that's going to be something the Republicans have to answer to. And there's not an answer right now. People want Vivek or Vance or even Tulsi Gabbard, which no. But anyways, though, like Vance obviously would be next in line, allegedly, but I don't know if that's going to be the case. And I think there's a lot of questions about what will the Republican Party look like when Trump's gone, when MAGA is retired. What's the next thing, right? Are the neocons going to rear their ugly heads again? They're going to try. We've seen memos of high-ranking Republicans that have indicated they want to kind of reinvigorate that interventionist kind of system. That needs to be snuffed out completely, right? That ideology. And so I think this next 4 years is going to be a time for both parties to look at themselves and say, what do we do? Like, who are our candidates? Who do we even have on the field? What are our ideologies? How are they going to change? I think things are going to kind of become the globalist versus the non-globalist party versus Republican versus Democrat, because those terms have been very loosely, they're just a name, right? Like the ideology of a modern day conservative and a modern day liberal are so vastly different from a Republican or Democrat from 50 years ago or even 20 years ago. Those terms have completely changed. Like everything that the term indicates has completely changed. They've just kept the term in the name, right? It's like how a word completely changes meaning over time, right? That's exactly what's happened to both parties. And so now there's going to be even more restructuring for both of them, because 2 eras have come to a close. It is absolutely clear that the Democrats have gotten destroyed. They've totally lost the plot on the cultural aspect. The young people came out in force for Trump. They're sick of the DEI. They're sick of the identity politics. They're not a fan of the open borders, the globalism. All that stuff is kind of going away. That is something that the Democrats are going to have to deal with. And the Republicans, like I said, the king is gone. He will be gone soon. And so we got to get together and figure out where we go from here, because Trump has had a hold on the Republican Party for the last 9 years at least, and now he's going to get 4 more. So, after that, what takes its place? The apex predator has died in the jungle, and now we need something to fill that vacuum. And, former adversaries will reappear, like the neocons will try to come back, the interventionalists, the military industrial complex, foreign lobbies, they'll all try to get involved again. And I think the same thing with the Democrats. They don't have a huge front runner, right? Like the Obama dynasty's gone. Obama's not very popular. Biden's gone. Kamala, she's gone. She's talking about maybe coming back again. They'll never run her again. She got embarrassed. She's done. They didn't even really want to run her in the first place. So who do they have? And what coalition are they going to build? So that's interesting stuff that's going to happen. That will develop over the next couple of years. And then 2028 is going to be another massive battle, because it's no longer going to be incumbent, like it has been the last couple of elections. It will be a totally new playing field, just like in 2015, both sides running. It'll be very interesting. And that ideology will slowly start to develop between both groups of people. And there may be some shifting alliances. There may be some changes in ideology and structure, especially as corruption in both parties is rooted out by the government and the transparency of it. That's what we're looking forward to. So I'm excited to see that. Again, I wanted to highlight that this will be a peaceful transition of power. That's a great thing. That's at least something we can unify on. I thought it, either they'd call it on election night or it'd be a disaster for the next couple months. Thankfully, the Democrats have done the right thing, conceded, have agreed to do a peaceful transition of power, even congratulated Trump. So, take that and be thankful for it and appreciate that there's still some semblance of political camaraderie in this country. I can consider a win, and credit where credit is due. So thank you for watching the video. If you liked it, like, share, comment, let me know what you think down in the comments below. And as always, thank you for watching.